Hey everybody, it's Carol Billing. I'm teaching I am teaching CTE 464, Career Guidance and Transition to Work. And this is our course syllabus. I just wanted to review it briefly. Most of it you can read, but I thought there's some things to point out. So probably one of the most important things is our meeting days are Thursdays, and we have 3 of them. 6 p.m. Pacific time, 7 if you're in Boise. And those are online in the Zoom. The link right there will take you to the meeting. And there's a short startup the very first time you log in or go to Zoom. And then once that client is on your device, computer or phone or whatever, tablet, um, it will just go automatic. It will go straight through all the subsequent times. So it's fantastic. I've been using Zoom for a couple of years now. If you've never used it yet, you're in for a treat because it's so much better than Collaborate. What a nightmare that was. And then it's even easier than Skype, I think, because you don't have to set up an account. You just say, take me there, and it takes you there. So that's really nice. I also use Voxer on my phone, which is a great way to communicate with me. Quick questions, you can do a voice message or a text message to me, and I answer those pretty quickly. I'm waiting for that Voxer to have video messages because its competitor is called Viber, Viber, which I also use also, but I try to keep all my students on Voxer so I know when a Voxer message comes in, it's a student. But anyway, yeah, they have video. It's pretty cool. So I use that with my friends. Whatever. Okay. Side note. All the regular information there. So I'm just scanning course description and outcomes, what we expect the course to provide to teach you. Important. These things are all pretty common for a teacher ed class. So here are the 2 textbooks that I have for you. I think they're going to be really good and resources that you can keep, and they'll be usable for more than just now, hopefully. MBA Research and Curriculum Center, the LAPS. I was at ACTE, which is the National CTE Teachers Conference in Nashville in December, and a lot of presenters, which were high school teachers, are using the LAPS in their classes. So I want to integrate that so you learned how to use those, because I think those could be a great way to streamline your curriculum development and provide really rich lessons for your students. So that's it. Why do I have econ in here? I need to check the additional readings because you're not going to be reading about economics and all of that. I think that was just copying over from another class I'm teaching, and I apologize for that. I missed that edit. A lot of stuff that's in the syllabus are in the same in every course. And so that's why you're going to see that. So if you have something that's related to economics or finance, wrong course. And what else am I teaching? This class, and I'm teaching a retail class, and I'm teaching CTSO, supervising CTSO. So anyway, please, if you could snap a picture of whatever you found that I've clearly copied from another course and it didn't edit it correctly, please let me know. If I didn't tell you this already, it's my first year teaching for U Idaho. I was 8 years at College of Western Idaho, where I had my classes quite streamlined and dialed in, and first time teaching all of these classes, so none of them are dialed in. They will be by May. Doesn't help us now, but so anyway, I'm very open and willing to hear suggestions, and if you see an error, because no one ever goes behind you when you teach, especially at college level, to check and make sure that, like, I don't have any assistants or anything to reread things for me or just double check things. And that's unfortunate. Okay. Okay, I want to talk to you about websites. I use several websites, and students have complained about it, but I really feel like it's important for you to know how to use these websites in all aspects of our life. We have to use lots of different websites as parents, as teachers, just paying bills at the house. I mean, we're just always inundated with multiple websites that we have to use. So we need to understand why. So I wrote this out so you would know which websites we're using or apps and why. And they're all different. There's none that do the same thing. So Blackboard is where I collect assignments, and I'll do course announcements there, although I'd like to move course announcements into Slack so that we're using Slack more, which I'll get to that at the bottom, what Slack is. So mostly BB Learn is really where you submit stuff, and I've got links to everything else in BB Learn. So it can be your sort of home hub. Task Stream is just a virtual filing cabinet, literally. You're going to do your work, you're going to turn it into Blackboard, I'm going to grade it there, but then I need you to submit them also to TaskStream, and this is really for accreditation. They're going to pull those assignments out when they accredit the college and look at what you're doing and if you're actually meeting the objectives of the course. Are we really turning out people who can teach? So that's a critical component to the course, but it's not probably very valued by a student or by, it certainly wasn't valued by me when I was a student and I was having double enter stuff. It's sort of annoying. So I'll just say that up front. I give you finals week to submit your assignments to TaskStream. That's your quote unquote final. So that's my reward for please do that. And I'll set some sort of point association with it. So it's not like you just do it out of the goodness of your heart. You get credit for doing it. But the actual work and grading will happen in Blackboard, TaskStream, filing cabinet. Okay, Common Curriculum. So excited about Common Curriculum. If you've been around teaching at all, you'll know that it's always a challenge to develop curriculum. There's no real good techno tool or interface. Most lesson plans are developed in Microsoft Word, which has been fine. I mean, certainly I've used it for years, but Common Curriculum, I think, is fantastic. I mean, I'm so excited about it. Just streamlines a lot of common process, and I'm already seeing it speed up my time in developing the curriculum for these 4 new courses I'm teaching this semester. All 4 I've never taught before, so there's a lot of front-end work, and Common Curriculum I think is going to help me get this stuff developed faster and get it out to you faster. So that's cool. Last semester I used a website where I was developing and linking things, and it was just so slow because I'm just not really not a web designer. So I was trying to learn HTML at the same time as I was creating these my curriculum, and it was too much. So I'm very excited about Common Curriculum. All right, Quizlet can be a really important part of your teaching because it allows you to put in those basic foundational information and have students learn that outside of class. And so I'm going to model that for you in this class and teach you how to make Quizlets and all of that. I'm not really going to teach you. You're going to go out and try it. It's not that hard. And it's essentially flashcards, digital flashcards. But they have a lot of gaming aspects to learning, which makes it hopefully a little bit more interesting. I know it is with kids because I use it on my own and they love it. And their test scores show a significant improvement if I've made a Quizlet over whatever the chapter is that they're being tested on. All right. Slack, probably one of the most interesting apps I've seen in a long time, and I've heard about it for years. I've literally thought, that sounds interesting. We should probably use that at the college. But sometimes it's funny, colleges seem to be like we're the ones training everyone, but we're actually not using something that is totally used in industry. So anyway, if you do any research at all at Slack about Slack or Office project management in corporations, you'll find that many are using Slack. What happened was when I went to ACTE last semester, the teachers that were presenting were talking about how they're using Slack with their students. And I thought it was brilliant, and I thought it totally made sense. So we're going to start using Slack. We'll use it sort of simply at first. We've got some channels. A channel is just like a place where a group of people communicate on a specific topic. So I have channels, private channels for each course I'm teaching, plus public channels where all my students can collaborate, but you can create like sort of subgroups to get work done. So anyway, we're going to start simply with using the channels, get used to that, and then we'll look at how it can be implemented as a teaching tool. All right, Voxer is an app on your phone, and it's two-way radio or two-way texting. Love, love, love it. If you Vox me, I'm probably going to respond in, I don't know, 30 seconds. Like literally, pretty much anytime I'm awake. Sadly, I rarely put my phone down. I do from time to time, but my Voxer is always set, and definitely 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Probably going to have my phone, and the notifications are live on Voxer because I know that's where my students are contacting me. And there's nothing worse than being a student in a brand new class, first week, second week of school, or semester, and you can't get beyond something because you have a question and it's really just a super quick question. So that's why I love Voxer. I'll get a lot of Voxes in the beginning of the semester, especially because I have new courses and my communication is not super streamlined. Like I don't know all the questions students are going to ask yet. You do as you teach something a couple semesters, you start building in that infrastructure in your directions that address the common questions. But right at this point, I'm just getting a lot of questions, and that's great because I can answer them on Zoom really fast. All right. I mean, Voxer really fast. Sorry, I looked at Zoom. Zoom is like a Skype, but way better. Have my own channel or my own meeting space, and it's just a link with my name, which makes it easy. All right, box.com is a cloud-based storage, and you want to put your documents for this class into a Box file because you can embed them into Weebly much more easily. So box.com, you can put an app on your computer or you can install it on your computer. But anyway, in your file manager, it'll have Box and you can set up subfolders and stuff. It's very easy to move things and use it right in your computer, in your file manager, so you don't have to keep double files. I would just keep my stuff in Box. And that all of my stuff is in Box. And it's great because they back it up, they take care of it. If I can work on any machine, any place, just log on, go to my Box, and there's all my documents for whatever I'm working on. And then also I can embed them anywhere. It doesn't require a login. So like if you use OneDrive and you link to OneDrive, a lot of times people can't access it because they're not logged into their OneDrive account or whatever. You don't have any of that stuff. So Box is like, I think Dropbox is really similar, and I don't really care which one you use. I just know Dropbox doesn't embed as well in Weebly because we had trouble with that last semester, and Box is just a really easy embed. All right, and so I would recommend adding Box to your computer and then keeping your files for this class in your Box. Lastly is Weebly, and this is a website where you're going to create a website for this course, and you're going to embed documents to demonstrate competency. So really you're just building your own e-portfolio. There's not a lot of structures or requirements on your Weebly. I really want it to be something that you find useful. Probably the only thing is it's going to be, you're going to log on, create a Weebly website, and then your first subpage is going to be CTE 464. And then if you take other classes with me, you'll add those classes, and then you'll build from that class. So so I can go to your Weebly, I can click on the class I'm working with you on, and then I can go through assignments or whatever you want. So anyway, we'll get more into Weebly later, but just to give you a heads up on that, that's how Weebly's going to go. And if you've had me in other classes, you want to reorganize your Weebly a little bit. So now that you know you'll be adding whatever classes you're taking with me onto that Weebly, now would be a good time to reorg that if you need to move pages around. All right, we might also use Flipboard, VoiceThread, or Pinterest. I love those. All three of those are great. I'm most excited about Flipboard. I think it's something you can use in your courses. Your calendar's on Blackboard, and then I also did another video for that. Grading's pretty straightforward. Due date Sunday at midnight. The rest of the stuff you can read on your own. Oh my goodness, 13 minutes. Whew, we need to be done. That's far too long to make you listen to anyone speaking. So we'll wrap it up there. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm looking forward to the class.